Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video.
Moving home by parcel locker. Keep watching to find out how that works.
Last Mile Profits is brought to you by Parcel Pending by Quadient.
Mr. Winter, I have a French topic for you today.
Perfect.
We are going to be talking, okay, no, I'm not good at this. We're going to be talking about how to move home via locker.
I did see this article in the press, actually, that some wily Vinted customer has worked out that it's cheaper and more convenient to box up their possessions and make a sort of mythical sale to a friend or relative in the new destination. And thanks to Vinted's value for money shipping rate, shall we say? I don't want to use the word subsidised, it's not fair, but they are very, very economical in terms of the shipping cost. It works out cheaper and convenient for somebody to box their stuff up, sell it to somebody for €1, stick a label on it, and ship it off to a locker at the other end of the country, or the other side of town, even maybe.
Well, and honestly, given the fact that I know that Vitautas, the CEO of Vinted Go, his dream is anywhere for €1. This could really, really work.
Sure, my take on it is it warms my heart that people are so ingenious that they take the time and effort to study these things and work out a way to do it. I would doff my cap. I would say chapeau, as they say in French, to somebody that managed to make this work for themselves.
We really do have our French days today, Gary. So look, generally speaking, obviously this is not going to be somebody that has got a 5-bedroom mansion. These are probably going to be students who have relatively little gear to move, but nevertheless, probably they can manage to put it in a couple of boxes, and that's great. But yeah, it really does work, and it is a very efficient model. I have to say, Gary, that I think I mentioned before, I have, as you know, I have a place in Andalusia in the south of Spain. It's much, much cheaper and more convenient for me to send 25 kilograms by Poste, locker to locker, than to carry it on a plane or to send it by road, where it costs, but are you ready for this? Approximately 5 times more.
I'm not surprised. I mean, my favourite story in this is from a good few years ago with the USPS. Somebody had and again, had somebody I'd off my cap to had gone through their rate table and worked out the cost of shipping parcels with USPS compared to the cost of road freight. And they had worked out that if you wanted to build a house in Alaska, the best thing you could do was post the bricks to yourself, was to buy all the individual components for your 5-bedroom mansion, box them up, label them up, pop them into USPS, fly yourself up to Anchorage and sit and wait for your house to be delivered by the postman. So again, I would love to believe that this is true, because it just warms my heart to believe it is. But it does show that sometimes the rate tables and the careful negotiations and everything else, somebody with running what we used to call a slider all over it will find a way to abuse the system.
So look, Gary, I mean, I think first of all, I would imagine that this is a relatively, small number of individuals that do this. Probably if it's taken advantage of in the long run, there'll be some rule that seeks to limit or restrict this. The idea is cool, but I think what it does tell us, Gary, is that, wow, this is an incredibly cost-effective modus operandi for moving boxes, not just from place to place in a city, but potentially not even just in a country, but cross-border, where you have that capability.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been quite as wily as that. When I've had to move things from, down to Portugal, some things you just don't want to carry on the plane or you can't carry on the plane. So on occasion I have used shipping, but I haven't managed to find a way to do it as economically as that. But it does seem like a smart idea. I've got another anecdote if you want it, Marek, which is quite kind of cool.
Come on. We all want to hear your anecdote, Gary.
Royal Mail Special Delivery, as you're aware, is their premium next day tracked service. It predates their tracked parcel service by decades. And it's kind of the gold standard in their product portfolio. 7 scans end to end. It's highly, highly secure. It's the only service they have that is guaranteed date and time. There are Parcel Force have got them, but within Royal Mail, it's date and time guaranteed with compensation if the thing is lost or delayed. So, and it's fairly economically priced, and you can send up to quite valuable items. You can pay for insurance up to £2,500 and so on, and it's a good product. So the jewellers of Hatton Garden You might remember there was a massive jewellery heist in Hatton Garden a good few years ago where a group of pensioners drilled in from outside the wall and sold it. Well, security has always been an issue in Hatton Garden. It's the diamond trading centre in London, if you're unaware. It's our own little version of Antwerp, sat in East London, just east of the city there. So what the jewellers do is, at the end of the day, if they've got too much stock to put in the safe for their own insurance, they box it up and they post it to themselves using special delivery with the £2,500 insurance coverage, and wait for it to be delivered at 1 p.m. the following day. So that if their shop is broken into overnight, there's no jewellery there because it's safely entrusted into Royal Mail and will find its way back into shop the following day.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, this actually, you will not believe this. Last night, yours truly was watching a film called The Macintosh Man.
Right.
Did you see that film?
You're going to have to give me more clues.
1971.
No, I was 5 years old, Mary.
With Paul Newman. And in the film, people were sending jewels via, it was then called the General Post Office, you might remember.
Yeah.
Or not. I remember that still. The General Post Office, because it was so secure and the chances of someone actually taking the diamonds was limited. There wasn't insurance and so on. Interestingly, in this particular film, which was actually a spy movie, they were actually nicked. But that's...
Thanks for literally ruining my story. That is a disaster for my story.
Look, I recommend to our dear viewers, have a look at The Macintosh Man. It's really, even today, it's a great, great film. But on a more serious note, this is really a sign of times. Who would imagine that the carriers in the last mile, and particularly out-of-home carriers, would be able to achieve this sort of cost efficiency that actually, people would use all these
so efficient,
weird and wonderful combinations. So actually, Gary, I think it will be great. Perhaps our viewers, we don't get that much engagement. So please, dear viewers, share below in LinkedIn if you've had any use cases that are unusual, if you've seen something akin to what Gary and I have shared with you today. And finally, please, if you've enjoyed this video, please press like and subscribe. It helps us keep these videos free for you. Gary, as usual, great talking.
You too.